Hello everybody, welcome back. We are going to do October update this week. Yes, I have my Stitchy Pals, right? You guys in here with your mama? You guys being good? You are. These two went to the groomers this week. So they're all nice and fresh and clean and all ready to go. Huh? You ready to go? Yeah, they're not enjoying the fact that our weather has really turned. It's actually, we might get snow tomorrow, which is fantastic because that's when we go trick-or-treating, because tomorrow is Halloween. So we're probably going to be going trick-or-treating with our snow boots and winter jackets and everything else on. But I will get right to the stitching first, and then stitching, if I have any haul, and then life update. But first we're going to start with the finishes. Last month I said I wanted to finish Flosstube and by Bella Filipina and Cathedral Woods Goddess by Mirabilia, and I was able to achieve that. So here is Flosstube. She is fully stitched and ready to go. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on the light. Hold on one sec. There we go. So here is Flosstube. Let's see, can we get her all in frame? And then I'll get you guys right up close here. All of her beading, the back stitching, everything is done. She is gonna go into my pile of eventually get framed. Whenever I do that, I don't know. Not everything I do gets completely FFO'd until there's times where my friends will get a hold of me and be like, I really love that thing, that one that you stitched, can I buy it from you? And that's usually whenever I'll buy the frame and everything else and frame them. But it just depends. Usually they send me a screenshot of which one they're talking about because I have no idea which one they're talking about until they tell me. With Flosstube, she is supposed to have a frame. Let me see if I can hold her completely up. She's supposed to have a frame that goes the whole way up and around her. But I just felt like with her on this fabric, I just feel like the frame isn't necessary. So I just decided to leave it out. I feel like she looks really good on this fabric without the frame. So why mess with something if you don't need to? If it looks pretty this way, forget about it. Let's see. So Flosstube was started May 2nd of this year, and I finished her October 5th of 2023. And in October, I stitched on her 5 days, and I was able to finish her. And in total, she was stitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. She was stitched a total of 23 full days, and she was done. So she is finished. And I think I've said this before. I stitch on average about 6 hours a day, so figure out how much time that would honestly take you guys, because I have a lot of extra time that I can sit and stitch on these guys because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I have the extra time to an extent, except for when like Abigail's choir concert and stuff like that is getting ready to come up. So it's early mornings and taking her to early morning rehearsals, and then also evening rehearsals. Cam, no digging. And then also Lydia really hasn't started doing anything yet. I don't think it's until next year that she can start joining like orchestra or I'm pretty sure orchestra, choir, band, anything like that, then she can start. But when it's busy season, I get a little less time, but on average is about 6 hours a day that I get to stitch, because I get up first thing in the morning, and that's whenever I clean my whole entire house. If I need to sweep, I sweep. If I need to mop, I mop. I vacuum. If I need a rug scrub, I do that. There's not very many rugs in our house. Most of it's area rugs. So usually during the summertime, I take those outside, pressure wash them, and then put them back in. And they don't see that happening again until the following summer, unless I really need a spot cleaned somewhere. But every day I get up and clean certain things, so the house is always nice and tidy, and it usually only takes me approximately 2.5 hours to get all that work done. And then, of course, you know, dinner and everything else, but it's not that much. The next one would be Cathedral Wood Goddess. And, oh, I forgot to tell you. So, Logopati was stitched on 28 count, Monaco, hand-dyed by me. I prefer Monaco. I don't know, I don't know, it's just kind of my go-to fabric, but I prefer it. But anyways, hand-dyed by me, and stitched 2/2 for everything except for the skin. The skin was stitched 1/1. And this would be Cathedral Wood Goddess, and she is also stitched on 28 count Monaco, and I'll get you guys up closer here. She, also stitched 2/2, except for her skin. Her skin is stitched 1/1. And lots of beading on her. And I don't think I didn't leave anything out on her. But she's finished as well. And then there's 2 others I worked on this month. Ooh, let's see. So, excuse me, Cathedral Wood Goddess, January, February, March. Oh, now I'm gonna hiccup. You watch. This kind of stuff always happens. Like, I'm fine all day long, and then I start recording, and it's like hiccuping, or I have to burp, or my stomach's grumbling, or something weird happens. She was started, Cathedral Wood Goddess was started January, February, March 25th of this year. And I finished her October 22nd of this year. In October, I stitched on her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. So, 12 days in October. In total, I spent 17 and 12 is 29. Yeah. So in total, I stitched on her for 29 days, and she was finished. It doesn't usually take me long to finish stuff, to be honest with you. I like to, I love the process of stitching, which is probably why, like, I will stitch my pieces no shorter than like 5 days out of the month, because I want to see some sort of progress on my piece and feel like I'm getting some sort of accomplishment out of it. So usually at least 5 days is how long I will stitch on them. And then the next piece I stitched on, which would be the Bella Filipina Mermaid of the Season Sow. And it was the next installment of it. And I finished her as well. This is Summer. And she is completely stitched and ready to go. So that's what she looks like. And again, she's stitched on the called for. What is the called for? It's Singing in the Rain by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It's 28 count even weave. I'm pretty sure it's Lagana if I remember right. She was started October 15th, and I finished her on the 18th. So it took me a total of 4 days to completely stitch her. But she's fully backstitched, fully beaded, and just like the rest of my fancy ladies. Skin is 1/1 and everything else is over 2. All of her beads and everything is on there. She's so pretty looking. I love it. Now I might go ahead, now that the second one is here and I know that these inside frames are gonna be gray, I might go ahead and stitch the gray and these two to get that done and over with, so it's done. But I haven't decided yet. We will see when I get there. But she's ready for her November 15th release. Alright, last one I stitched on this month is Aquila, Bella Filipina Aquila Queen of the Skies. And this is a partial page of page 3. This is all of page 1 and I'm working on page 2 right now. And we're going to see if we can get her finished. I'm not sure if I will get her finished this month or not. But she's also stitched on 28 count Monaco and stitched 2/2. This fabric is obviously hand dyed by me. Usually I hand dye my own fabrics. And 2/2, skin 1/1. All of her back stitch and beading are done on the 2, well, this is just a partial page. I think it's like 3/4 of a page here because you just start in the middle and then I work my way up. But she is what's currently on my stand when I am stitching right now. But I'm hoping to at least get this side here the whole way back down to here so that it's all even on one, you know, all the upper part of her is done. And then we'll see what we get on which other projects I'll pick up this coming month, because who knows. How many days did I stitch on her in October? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll be 10 days in October that I am stitching on her. As for, you belong down here with this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now I'm dropping stuff. Of course I'm dropping things. This goes here. As for things that I got this month, I showed you guys this in my how I store things video on my stitchy spot. So I bought this bead thing this month, and then of course down here below where I'm going to store my overflow of full floss gains. And then my best friend kindly for my birthday got me Mirabilia Goddess Garden for my birthday, and I have all the beads for it, all the Karen water lilies, all the threads, and then because it was bought for my birthday, I'm not going to wait forever to start it. So I went ahead and dyed a piece of fabric for it. It goes this way. And this is what she will get stitched on. So it'll be a pretty cute one. And I can't wait to stitch on her and start her. So I really don't want to start any more projects, but I'm itching to start this one because I feel like it is one that will be mine, and it will be framed, and it will go up in my house because it matches like the sort of decor and stuff in my living room. There's a lot of blue, and there's a lot of greens and white in my living room, so I really want to start on that one so I can hang her up. But I want to get some more finishes done for this year, because I have, what, that's 2. I'd have to go back and look and see exactly how many finishes I have for this year, because I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But I'm trying to get at least 2 things finished a month until the end of the year. And I really want to hit that goal. But I'm not sure I can hit that goal with Aquila going. I don't know. We will see. Because I know that there's at least 2 more that I can completely get done. Why do I have to be so hard on myself? Maybe if I can just make significant progress on a couple of my fancy ladies, that will float my boat. But I really want to get some finishes in before I start stuff, because my best friend who had, well, she's not really my best friend, but my really close friend that has the Lady of the Flag and Queen of Freedom patterns, she is on beading right now, and I would say by the end of this month, she'll probably have at least, she's on beading for both of those. She's got all the stitching done, all the back stitching, everything's done. She's got the beading left to do on both of those. And I might get one pattern at the end of this month, and then the other pattern at the end of next month. And I had told her that as soon as, no matter how many whips and stuff I had going, that I would start on those immediately and get those done ASAP, so that way I can get those patterns right back to her. I won't be showing you guys the physical pattern because she's a large collector of memorabilia patterns. And she's very particular about how she stores her patterns and everything else. And I know if she saw me on a video holding up these patterns and just showing you guys, she would probably chew my head off. Because, like I said, she pulls them out a certain way, copies them, and of course she lets you hold on to the pattern because she believes it's not right to make a working copy of the pattern, like copy it and you know, send somebody a working copy of the pattern. But she keeps them in special sleeves and they're organized a certain way, and the fact that she's letting me borrow those 2 patterns, especially because I've been online, I've tried to see if I could get one on my own, but I am not paying upwards of over $100 for a pattern. And then in a Lady of the Flag, the last couple times I saw it, it's been anywhere from $150 to $300 to snag that one. And Queen of Freedom, oh my gosh, I'm not even sure when the last time that I saw her out, but I know it was around $200. So I can imagine how much that pattern has gone up, being its OOP. So I'm just going to respect her, and I'm not going to flash that stuff around. I'm not going to run the risk of bending it or something, because if she has other OOP charts that I want to stitch, I don't want to ruin her faith in me to be able to return it back to her in the exact same condition that she lent it to me. And the fact that I know that she did pay quite a bit of money for these patterns, it also makes it kind of nerve-wracking to handle it, because it is a piece of paper and stuff. So I'm not going to run the risk of, you know, I drop stuff constantly. I'm kind of a klutz. So I don't want to run the risk of ruining those. But I will always show you guys a picture of the pattern, not the pattern, the picture of the final product that I have of them. But that is that for stitching stuff. I've just been very busy this month making sure that I get some finishes in, because I feel like I need to get some more finishing in. Usually, I'm not a monogamous stitcher, but usually with my patterns, like, I'll work on them for like 16, 17 days straight and then maybe switch it out. It's not really that I get burnt out on them or anything like that. It's just I get the itch to stitch on something different. So I'll go into my whips and pull something else out. But with Flosstube, I've been trying to limit to like 5 days of stitching on something straight before I switch it out, because I feel like 5 days is, I get a fair amount of progress within those 5 days to be able to switch them out, and I don't feel like I've done nothing on it. So I'm just trying to get some things finished, because I don't feel like I got as many things finished, but I also started a lot of things, and I feel like I have a bunch of projects waiting in the wings to be started, but I know for sure that there will be probably 2, maybe 3 new starts before the end of the year. Just because, like I said, my friend is almost finished. Like I said, she's, I don't know how much, she's just plugging on with beading. Like, she stitches the whole thing and then beads. Like, she stitches the whole thing, then back stitches and then beads. I can't do that. I stitch a section, back stitch it, and bead it, and then scroll down and stitch a section, back stitch it, and bead it, and so on and so forth. But she has the whole entire projects to bead both of those. But she's really good at beading, so I wouldn't be surprised if she even got them done sooner than that. But I'm not going to start those until, obviously, well, I have to get the pattern first and then make the copy of a working copy of them so I can mark all over them and do whatever I want to them. And I don't risk, you know, hurting that pattern. But that is it for stitching. As for life updates, what has been going on? Abby went to her knee doctor. She was able to get put into her new brace, and she went there this past Thursday, and he was able to feel around on her knee, and he said that that tendon that she tore, I think it's the meniscus. I can't even remember what tendon it is, but it's the one that's on the inside of your leg. He said it feels nice and tight, which is perfect, and she definitely still says that she's in pain, and she's my rough and tumble kid, and she has a high pain tolerance. So I know if she tells me that, I know if she tells me that something hurts, that it you know, most kids might be probably crying at that point and complaining that, you know, it hurts. So I had him check her over with a fine-tooth comb, and when we took that the straight brace completely off and everything else, I'd asked him, like, you know, like, it looks kind of swollen, like, is that fluid buildup, like, what's going on? And he was like, actually, come here and I'll show you what's going on. And he said, do me a favor and flex on her good leg, flex your thigh muscle for me. And she did, and you could see how pronounced that muscle and stuff was. And he goes, no, he's like, I've got your knee, don't worry about your knee. Do the same thing on the other leg. And it was pretty much non-existent. And he's like, the reason why it looks this way is the fact that her muscles have started to atrophy, and they're much smaller than the other leg, so it makes this knee less pronounced. So she got put into you know, her new brace, which is, it has locking mechanism, and it has these like gear things on the side, and it has a different degree of an angle that she can bend her knee at. And right now she's only at 30% or a 30-degree angle to be able to bend her knee, which is like, it's like this. I mean, it's not much of a bend at all. But we practiced with her and took her out to her bus stop Friday morning to make sure she could get on the bus, and she was able to get on and get off the bus just fine. So no more taking her to and from school anymore. She can get on the bus by herself, and she doesn't need her crutches now. The only thing that is sort of a pain in the butt with this brace is at night she likes to wear nightgowns. So you have to adjust that brace to fit on her leg without pants on. And then, and of course it's cold outside, so when she goes to school and stuff, because this brace goes on the outside of your clothing instead of underneath it, which that last brace was a pain in the butt because it's a big old giant hunky bulky thing. So she only had like 3 pairs of pants that she could rotate through that would fit over top of that brace. And of course some of them are like sweatpants and everything else. And I had the school calling me complaining that she was wearing sweatpants to school. And I just kind of said, listen, she is injured. Like she has a note from her doctor. She's riding the elevators because most of her classes are on the second and third floor. And she can't, there's no way she'd be able to hobble along on her crutches and go up and down the stinking stairs with, you know, I mean, she has like 300 and some students just in her class, let alone, you know, from 12th the whole way to 7th grade going through these stairwells and stuff. And it's not like they're humongous stairwells. So it was just like she's injured. It's cold outside. She's not going to wear a dress or a skirt every day to school. She wants to wear pants, and these are the only things that fit over that brace. And they were like, well, can't the brace go on the outside of the jeans? And I said, no. Her doctor specifically stated that it is not to be taken off at all. Like, she has to sleep with it on. She has to shower with it on. Like, he didn't want her messing with it at all, other than I ended up calling him probably, I don't know, she's probably had like 2.5 weeks left or so, I think. Maybe a little more than that, before she could take it off, to ask to see if it was possible to take it off for her to shower, because you could see like all the dead skin and everything flaking out of the gosh darn thing, and it was like really nasty, and I was like, and it smelled horrible, and I was like, this thing, like, it needs like spot cleaned, something. And he was like, yeah, like, we don't want her to get some sort of, you know, skin infection over this gosh darn thing. Take it off. Because she had that on for 7 weeks straight. So, anyways, I was saying, way back forever ago, whenever I went off on a little side quest here. So when she goes in the morning and puts her pants and stuff on, we have to well, in the morning we have to loosen it some and make sure that it's at the right tightness, that it doesn't want to try and slide down her leg, because it's really important that those, they're sticking gears that it looks like a robo leg, are on the side of her knee in the right spot, so that way, you know, she's not bending that knee more than she needs to be, or, well, that she's allowed to, and stuff. But she did say that it was starting to feel a heck of a lot better, and I asked her what she thought the pain was from, and she goes, Mom, I think it's my muscles. And I said, well, yeah, your doctor had said that, you know, it was atrophying. I mean, when she first got that thing on, it was harder than heck to get her to even though it's not much that she could bend it, to bend it. And, you know, and she was so nervous to bend the garters. She still is very, very nervous, but she's getting more and more comfortable right now with how far she's allowed to bend it now. And she's pretty, she's a brave kid, but it takes a little convincing. But the more, I mean, she's been, he's given her a couple different exercises and stuff to do that she can do while like that brace is on and everything. So that way it helps build up that muscle faster before she even goes into physical therapy. So that way physical therapy isn't so taxing on her. And so far, so good. And her knee doctor feels pretty confident now that she's not going to have surgery. So Abby is pretty satisfied with that. But he said this is going to be a long road to recovery, because it takes a long time for it to heal correctly and properly, and before, you know, she can really get out there and run around and do things. And she's terrified because our school has a giant swimming pool, so you have swim class and everything else, and she loves swim class. So she was supposed to have swim class this 9 weeks, but she talked to her swim teacher and was like, you know, I'm going to be in this thing for who knows how long. Like, I'm not cleared yet to go to do any sort of physical activity yet. What do you want me to do? And he told her to go down to the guidance office and get her tech ed and her swimming switched. And then I think it would be next 9 weeks that she would have swimming again. And I don't think that's going to work. She's going to end up having to take it at the end of the year. And hopefully by that time, she'll have some sort of class that she can go to for that. Because she really loves swimming. And I'd hate for her to not be able to do that when it's one of her favorite classes. What else? Grandma Joanne is doing okay. We have completely got her ready for winter. Her patio furniture is all put away and covered. Her water fountains are down and taken care of. The flowers in the flower beds that needed taking down are taken care of. All the knickknacks are put away. I mean, everything is, she is winter ready now. She's been doing pretty good. Not really much else. I just got done ordering my son Damon's cap and gown and his tassel for graduating this year, which is, that still blows my mind. I turned and looked at my husband the other day and I said, we have more kids getting ready to leave our house than not now. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, because in 10 years, our youngest will be 18 and she'll have graduated high school and everything else. And everybody's like, 10 years, that's a long time. And it's like, no, it's not, because my son Anthony is 24. And I mean, it's like blinking, and he's an adult. Damon will be 18 this coming year. And I think about it and it's like, where did all this time go? What was what were we doing that it's like his childhood has slipped away, and he's a young man now. And that's crazy. And then you have Abigail. She's going to be 14 in 2 months. 2 months. She'll be 14, and I'm just like, we have 4 more years with her. We have 4 more years with her, and that's it. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to think about. And I just was talking to my husband, like, I'm so used to the hustle and bustle of all these little kids that need mom for, you know, make me breakfast and come tuck me in at night, or, you know, like Damon and Abby now, like they'll be sick at the middle of the night or whatever. They don't come over and ask mom to, you know, help them or anything. They're pretty independent. They don't want mom to, you know, go downstairs and get them their medicine, or, you know, come over and, you know, play with their hair so that way they'll fall back asleep. They don't want any of that. Mom isn't good for that. So it's just kind of, it hurts my mommy heart, but at the same time, it makes me proud that they're growing up and that I've taught them enough that they can fend for themselves. It also stinks when Damon goes off and leaves. I just found out that he's thinking about joining the military. His biological father was in the military. Both my husband and I's family have a long history of people in the military and stuff. So, it terrifies the crap out of me because there are so many wars going on right now. But also makes me proud of him because that's not something I could do. And the fact that he is willing to put his life on the line to help others, I think is, it's a pretty amazing thing. But not something I am capable of. I am a big old giant chicken. I mean, show me a spider and I will scream like the little girl that is inside of me. Period. I will scream like crazy. Although I will say my husband will scream if he sees a snake. He's a little chicken when it comes to that. And I used to own snakes, so snakes don't bother me. It's like, I told him once, I said, listen, if you take care of the snakes, or if you take care of the spiders, I'll take care of the snakes. End of story. Snakes don't bother me. They're not slimy. They're not gross. And unless you're, you know, being real threatening to them, they're not going to strike at you. You know, you give them the space, they give you space. And I've helped to relocate a couple different snakes. It's not that big of a deal. Not all of them want to eat you. Most of them don't. They just want to be left alone to do their own thing. That's it. But, yeah, so that kind of stuff's been happening around here, and it's just kind of crazy. What else has been going on? Working on that house like crazy. And I have a video for you guys. It's kind of weird to really start to see that house be put back together. And as soon as our mutter gets down there, they will, then, I mean, we're in the home stretch at that point. Once all the mudding gets done and the sanding and all that stuff, then we can wipe down all the walls and the ceilings and completely get all the dust out of that house from the plaster, and then install kitchen cabinets and finish installing everything into the bathroom. And we're like good to go. That's it. And it's crazy to think about that it is not going to take long at all to finish the rest of these things. And I really want to get her in there before the U.S. Thanksgiving, which is the last Thursday of November. I'm just hoping we can get her done, because it's not looking like it's going to happen unless the mutter gets in there and is able to complete all that in like a day or two. It's not going to happen. But I will stick in the video for where the house is at now. All right, here's what's happening with this room. Well, this house. Almost all the drywalling is done. Mutter is supposed to be here any day now. That was the living room. This is the dining room. That closet is getting closed in. And then we move into the kitchen. Kitchen's all drywalled, ready to go. And then on upstairs, we're all drywalled now. Up here, everything is finished upstairs. This room is done. There's drywall ready, closets ready. Hallways all drywalled, ceilings all done. It's finally starting to look like a home. Here is bedroom number 2. It's ready to go. Bathroom is still waiting to be mudded yet. And then we can, once the rest of this gets mudded, then we can put in all the pipes for, set that tub permanently, put in all the pipes, put in the surround, and enclose the final piece of drywall in there. And then we have the little bedroom. It's all almost done. We are getting there. I'm so tired of being at this house. I'm ready for it to be finished. I'm ready for my mother-in-law to get moved in here and have a nice home to live in. And I can't wait to get these floors done. They are, and all this dust out. Well, that's it. Just that portion of the house left to drywall and we're done. So that's everything I have for you guys this week. And I hope you guys enjoyed all that. Can you tell everybody bye, Cam? Can you tell everybody bye? Say, ooh. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.